Page 84, Minuet in C major. Well, at least we know what key it's in. Is this a piece of solo repertoire you can play for people if you want? I played a lot of Scarlatti sonatas in college. My professor tended to use Scarlatti more than Bach. I mean, he used Bach too. I played Bach. But mostly this for wiggling the fingers because Scarlatti's music was written pretty much for harpsichord. I mean, he wrote for other things. Piano wasn't around so much then, so I was never allowed to use pedal with Scarlatti. The fingers had to do it all. But this, you just imagine this is a harpsichord. You're playing a harpsichord, and we're playing. It makes a little more sense, in my opinion. A minuet, you already know what that is. I hope it's similar to a waltz, usually in 3/4 time. This is in 3/8. But the point is, there's 3 beats in a measure. That's that feel. 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. Look it over. It's a page long. There's repeat signs, so it's actually twice as long. But there's only a page of music to learn. It's actually in 2 sections, too, if you'll notice, because measure 12 ends a section. Measure 13 starts a second. How do I know that? Well, because the melody slightly changes. It's a different feel, a different atmosphere thing. So it's a section. Not necessarily a different story, just a different section, a different scene. And we know it's in C major, no sharps or flats. There are accidentals, though, and 3/8 time. The 16th notes, just getting half a beat. 1 in, 2 in, 3 in. We'll try and have a fingering that connects everything first if I can. Now, some of these jumps you can't, but we do what we can. Right hand first. Let's start here in C position. That's 1 in, 2 in. 1 in, 2. Reach down. Thumb. You move it around. Try and crawl around and connect them. Now, this is what, measure 10? 1 and 1. Then you'd either repeat or go on. Let's go on. Accidentals. Accidentals. Accidents when I do it. Yeah. Then here is rather than 1, 3, 5, they want a 1, 2, 4. This puts us in position for the next measure. And then again. And then 1 and 2. You'll notice they're not giving you courtesy signs. They don't have to. Just don't think that, oh, it's still sharp or flat because it was before. No, it's not. These are all natural. And this little squiggle thing in measure 19, I'll come back to that later. That's an ornament. We'll do those later. And back to what you were doing, similar to the first part, except we're adding in, changing the harmony slightly. Left hand, let's put it up to. This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, I want to connect it if I can. Measure 13. Now here we got to jump because this is quite a bit. You have long, big hands to do that, and you could possibly go over. But in this case, we're just going to go out. Let's just lift up. As short a silence as you can, though. Now here they give you a courtesy sign in measure 16. They don't need it. It's in the natural anyway. Measure 20, again, you got to come up. Here you're crossing over. That's okay. Taking advantage of the repeated notes to change hand positions. And so once I have the hands and the fingering worked out, then I'll attempt to put them together. And I'll hesitate, that's fine. I just want to know how they're working together. We're here, here. And again, I'm still trying to connect everything if I can. So I go through and I get the hands working together, and then I'll go back over it maybe just a few measures at a time or a section at a time or whatever and work out the hesitations. You can go slow, but no hesitations. And once the hesitations are gone, then I'll add in the articulation and the ornaments. Here, according to what's printed, you're slurring. You want to play it that way, that's fine. Here. pretty much connected, I think. But when you get to measure 10, connect all this together. Connect all that together. Okay, so at the beginning, are these slurs or phrases? I'm not sure. They kind of are the very short phrases of short sentences. On the other hand, you could almost take them at 2 measures at a time as one thought. So in that case, you'd slur 2 measures together. Do 4 measures. Usually it's 1, 2, 4, 8 measure wise, whatever. Do 4 measures work? So it's either 1 measure phrases or maybe 2 measure phrases, so different people would interpret it differently. I'm sure Scarlatti did not put it in the music. They generally didn't. It was up to the player to know how to interpret it. But we can go with what the music is saying if you want. Just do it each measure. That's fine. But when you get 16th notes, as I said, in measures 10 and 11, connect all that together. Yeah, anywhere it happens. Now measure 19, where the squiggle is. This is it's a short trill. It's a trill. You start on the upper note, just like the little thing says. The notes written is written as a triplet, and here, tripleta. The idea is it's just a real quick little trill, and the last note lasts longer. However, I had to finger these as depending on what came before or after. In this case, I can't end on a thumb, so I'm going to do a 3, 1, 3, 2. I'm not going to just use 2 fingers. It's safer to use more fingers on these if you can, and I always had to in college. He insisted on it. So it's a 3, 1, 3, 2. That way the thumb is ready. If I didn't need the thumb next, then I could go a 3, 2, 3, 1. You need to do either one. And it's just quick. So it's, yeah. But the beat has to be a steady beat. Like so. And it is on the beat. Not before it. Yeah. People won't agree with the way this is written. They won't agree with the notation. They won't agree with the rhythm. They won't agree with anything. That's up to them. I'm not going to concern. But this is how I was taught. Then once I have the articulation out of the way, then I think about the dynamics. MF at the beginning, and that's the melody, which is the right hand, moderately loud. This, moderately soft in the background. Now you keep in mind that this is for harpsichord. Harpsichord couldn't control louds and softs like piano does. So in that case, both hands would be the same. In the measure 10, you have the crescendo, go up to loud. Don't get loud to measure 12. So at measure 10, you haven't changed yet. When you started, right where the crescendo is, you're not changing there. You change after it. So in 10, you're still a little louder. Lead into here. Here. And then back down to moderately loud, whatever. Now, in the third line, start measure 13. You're moderately loud. Now, echo that soft. Back up. And soft. Well, that's going to be a kicker. You're going to go and measure 19 loud, sort of loud, down to soft in the next measure. Yeah. Well, that's what's known as terrace dynamics. There are a lot of these. Beethoven loved terrace dynamics. You're going in one dynamic, and then all of a sudden you change it, up or down, whatever. So that's what they're doing here. And then you end it moderately loud and crescendo to loud. Okay. Speed. It's just a middle of the road minuet. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just doesn't have to be fast just because it's got 16th notes all over. Let's play it together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do louds and softs. I'm just going to play it. We will do all the repeats. Measure 12, you repeat back to the beginning, and then at the end, you repeat back to measure 13. So the whole thing is played twice. I'll give us 3 counts because there's 3 counts in a measure. 1, ready, and go, and.